Hi, Professor McBroom. Here is my video submission for the week. So the first question I'm going to answer is, what dispositions do you possess that you think will make you a successful teacher? I think that what will make me a successful teacher is that I am patient. I think to deal with children, you need a great deal of patience. I'm compassionate, and I think that's something that's very important in the classroom. Simply because you have so many kids from so many different backgrounds and they all have different stories that I think you need to try to understand where they're coming from, because you might have a student that's facing homelessness, or that's facing terrible family issues, and as a teacher you need to understand that those things happen and not all your students are going to be those perfect family home situations. I'm also stubborn. I think that's going to help me be a successful teacher because I think that in this profession, being stubborn helps a lot because it sometimes gets really, really difficult. I've heard people say, I don't know why I chose this profession, and then they have that light bulb moment with their students where it just seems that it's all making sense to them and they're like, that's why. And I think that's one thing that's going to help me. It's like I'm just stubborn and I want to see those light bulb moments and I want to keep my students on their toes and I want to see them learning. Also, I think with anything in life, having a good sense of humor about it. Kids, they come up with the darndest things and they have made me laugh like no one else. And I think that just having a good sense of humor and laughing with your kids and just joking around also makes you more human to them. I think sometimes kids forget that you're human too. So second is, what dispositions do I think or do I need to work on before I enter the classroom as a first-year teacher? I think one of the biggest things for me is that I can be too demanding, which goes along with me being a perfectionist. I think that, and I'm perfectly aware that students learn and understand and even work at different levels. And I think that in my search for perfection, I'm going to demand from my students the exact same level of learning. And I know it's impossible because not everyone learns in the same way. Not everyone does things in the same way. So I think that's one thing that I definitely should change as a first-year teacher. Just definitely being less demanding, even though I will keep a standard in my classroom, I just can't let that get in the way of my kids learning, if that makes any sense. I'm also very overly self-critical. I'm very aware that you're going to have successful students and you're going to have students that fail, and that's just the way of life, and that's okay. I can't save every child. And as bad as it sounds, I want to try, but I know that I can't. So I just have to kind of help myself step back and say, you can't save everyone. And, I hope that with time, I'll get better with that. So lastly, what does a professional educator look like? How do they behave? And what standards guide their thinking and actions? That's, I looked at that question and I thought, how am I going to answer that? So first of all, I think a professional just acts like a professional. With everything that we've talked about in the classroom, they're engaging, they have a good communication level, they present themselves in a way that, is proper. Not at all like, I don't know if you've seen the movie Bad Teacher, but I'm going to try to stay away from being that kind of teacher. I'm not going to be a bad teacher. They also further, I believe, their education, and maybe not in the sense where they enroll in another college or another institution, but they go to seminars or they read books and try to step out of their routine and mentality that everything has to be the same for decades and decades. So I hope I answered everything. Thank you so much for teaching this class. It's been very insightful and very helpful to me. I hope that I get to learn much more here at Grand Canyon. Thank you again so much.